Okay guys, so today we are going to be starting the first of, I believe, 4 lessons of what I call Calculator Boot Camp. So on each of these days, what we're going to be doing is looking at a very specific skill on the calculator. I'm going to show you a very brief video on how to do it on both the Inspire and then the 84. And then I'm going to give you guys a worksheet that lets you practice that skill with a couple of quick examples. Again, this is supposed to be a set of very specific skills on the calculator. Hopefully many of you already have them, but if you don't, this should fill those gaps. It's going to be very focused, so we're not going to do like 8 million things at once for these lessons. It's going to be very, very tight to the skills you really need, and these are going to be key skills for the AP. For all of these lessons, if you don't have a calculator, you need one. So what I'm going to suggest you do is go, if you don't have either the Inspire or the 84, you should go to the App Store. The Inspire app with the cast is actually free right now. TI has made it free while we're all in this weird online period until the end of, I think it is April. So that should be enough time for you to get that and practice with all these lessons. So make sure you get in there and get this app and download it while it is still free so that you can work through these lessons with that free practice tool. Alright guys, this is Mr. Moon here, and today we're going to be looking at using the calculator to find the one sample statistics for a single set of data. So to do this, we're actually going to use a made-up data set, and we're just going to put a whole bunch of random numbers in so that we can actually just practice this. So we'll put in 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Okay. Now that we're in here, what we want to do is, let me show the handheld so we can actually see the buttons. We're going to actually go to, and this is on the Inspire, we're going to go to the menu. We'll go to Statistics, Stat Calculations, and One Variable Statistics. Here we're going to put in one list because we have just one sample that we're drawing from. Our X list, we're going to just type in the name of the variable made up. For frequency list, we're going to leave that at 1. We're not going to worry about categories, and we're going to put the first result in C. That way we make sure we don't overlap the data. So if we do that, that's going to give us the one variable statistics, which we see here. So the X bar is the mean. That's 4.667. Here's our sigma. So this is going to be our variance. And then down below, we have the standard deviation. That's the S of X, which is what you want to use, and that's 2.73. You don't want to use the sigma X, which is an approximation of the population standard deviation. Yeah, we don't want that. Our N here was 6, and it does also give you the 5-number summary. So we've got minimum is 1, Q1 is 3, median is 4.5, Q3 is 6, and max is 9. It also gives you some other information, but we're not going to use that right now. So the important parts is that it gives you the mean, the standard deviation, the number of samples, the number in the sample, the minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and the max. So there's our mean, standard deviation, and 5-number summary right there. Next up, you guessed it, we're going to look at how to do that same process on the 84. We're going to use different random numbers, but we'll again do one sample statistics on a data set. So the way we're going to do this is first we're going to start by going into Stat, and then we're going to go to Edit, which is this option number 1. Now we already have some data in here, that's fine. We're just going to go over to L5. We'll put in some random numbers. So let's go with this time 10, 23, 45, 2, 14, 17, let's see, 83. Okay, and with that we can actually do our one sample statistics. So out of here we can just go back to Stat. We can go over to the right to Calc, and from there we're going to hit one var stats, which again is option number 1. Okay, so we don't want to use list L1, we actually want to use list L5. So what we're going to do is go to our list option here, that's second stat, and from there we can go down to option 5, which is L5, and that's actually just going to insert list 5. Frequency list we don't need because again we're not using frequencies. We're going to go down to calculate and hit enter. That's going to give us the one var stats on this. So again, just like we had on the Inspire, we have X bar at the top, that's 27.7. If you look down, we've got SX 27.855. And then down below we have the min, the Q1, the median, the Q3, and the max. There's our 5-number sum rate. It also tells us that our n is 7. So this is how you can find the 1 var stats of a sample on the TI-84. We've already looked at how to do this process on the Inspire. So at this point, you guys should be good to proceed and go into the worksheet. Now you can use any of the calculators to do this. You could use the Inspire app on the iPad, which hopefully you've downloaded if you don't have another option. You could use an actual Inspire calculator, or you could use an actual 84 calculator. You can also download, I think there are some emulators of the 84 on the iPad as well, and you could use one of those if that fits you better. Remember that by the time of the actual test, you definitely will want your hands on some calculator software, so or probably an actual calculator. I'm not sure yet if they're going to permit other technology to be used during the actual test administration, but I would not assume that that's true. I'll know a little more about that on April 3rd. For now, take one of those softwares or one of those calculators, do this worksheet so that you kind of have a better sense of how to do these 1 var stats on the calculator.